Hi there and welcome to Apple World. Even Ashton Kutcher got made up for lost time and some Diddy Misses in the most crazy way imaginable in light of the fact that the federal authorities just delivered proof of him, not just partaking in these oddities yet purportedly additionally assisting Diddy with hushing his casualties. Incidentally, Ashton has been maintaining a few wild mysteries under wraps, and in all actuality, as they're beginning to spill out, everyone realizes that he's been tied with Diddy, who just got captured for a few exceptionally obscure exercises, and presently people are humming that Ashton could have been utilizing his enemy of dealing association to assist Diddy with his obscure business. What's more, hold up his better $500,000. Coons is evidently hearing it too. With every one of these hazardous cases and new observers approaching, it's seeming to be Ashton's not the guiltless person that he's been depicting very much. There's an impending preliminary that has sent the social media groups into a free-for-all with everybody saying something regarding the show. However, the Miss saw the commotion. One individual quiet is shouting Ashton Kutcher. Now Ashton and Diddy go way back to the main crossway in the mid-2000s. When Ashton was occupied with his MTV show Punk'd, he had this thought to play a trick on Diddy while he was exploring. For the following enormous pop gathering on Making the Band, however, Diddy wasn't having it, and he hit up Ashton and told him to scrape the arrangement, which he did. Fortunately, the little video and combo finished up starting a fellowship between the two. I called him one day and I said, "I heard that you're going to punk me." What's more, I simply don't believe that is a decent thought. I realize I sort of don't think that that is the manner in which you said it. I'm almost certain. Well, then you recount a story. The fact that not the manner in which you makes me very nearly 100% say it, I don't feel that is smart. Is that what you said? Quick forward a couple of years, and these two were partying hard together, celebrating and running, and raising a ruckus around town shops plainly. Diddy had a great deal of affection for Ashton, and then when Ashton made the rundown of Time magazine's 100 most persuasive individuals on the planet, he rushed to praise him, excitedly saying Cooch is a sounding for me, like me. He's a magnate. Another news big shot yet. We are yin and yang. I'm right in front of you, however. He is downplayed as a cool swab, given their long history. Ashton quiet about Diddy's capture is raising a ton of eyebrows. A few lawful specialists believe it's a savvy move for himself and different Veeps given the seriousness of the circumstance as a matter of some importance. I'm not completely shocked you realize I believe there's an entire slew of individuals that P. Diddy had communications with or worked with throughout the long term that are reluctant to approach. I think there's loads of purposes behind that. I think one of the principal reasons will this kind of affiliation accomplish for my public picture. You know, a ton of famous people I think truly depend vigorously on their public picture, and with that comes monetary implications, conceivable loss of chances, brands that might not have any desire to work with you, assuming they approach and perhaps shield him or perhaps attempt to, make sense of a portion of his activities. So I believe there's that. However, at that point I likewise think there's most likely a reluctance for a great deal of individuals to be called even as witnesses regardless of whether they participate in any of these exercises to give data. I think many individuals are reluctant to approach with that cause that comes with a ton of different types of openness also. Liability. However, the truth is, did Ashton had any idea about what it was going down with Diddy? It sure appears as he did in an old meeting that has surfaced where Ashton was gotten some information about Diddy's amazing gatherings, and it's been getting out, and about web-based back in 2019, Sean Evans had debris in on Hot Ones and attempted to value some data out of Did's selective occasions. Yet Ashton wasn't having it. He immediately switched up the conversation rather than spilling any sort of tea. Diddy party stories, they are most loved type of tale. In the event that you have one, definitely wow. Alright, I have a ton I can't tell, so I can't perceive that one. Possibly I'm like in reality spinning through them. There was 1 second, so it's not exactly a party story. However, our relationship was truly odd, so it began once again punked cuz he resembled ya. You can't punk me, and I was like, I would rather not let you know everyone's on the table. He resembles not me. I'm off the table. Thus that began our discussion. We turned out to be quick companions, and we utilized just to hang out, watch football together. Now fans are humming with questions like, was Ashton simply playing coy about the skeletons in Diddy's storeroom? The vast majority suspect as much. However, what's much more out of control is that a few people are calling the specialists to research Ashton's enemy of dealing association. I mean, how might he guarantee to be a boss for casualties when he's dear companions with somebody who is blamed for precisely the same terrible wrongdoings? The lip service is genuine, and individuals are requesting answers. Well, that said, the bits of gossip regarding Ashton being messed up in Diddy's wreck aren't simply wild hypotheses. The arraignment in fact referenced Diddy getting some associates for his odd dealings as indicated by the archives comms and different individuals from the partners of comms endeavors. Employed the power and notoriety of comms job at the comms business to scare compromise and draw female casualties into comms circle frequently under the misrepresentation of a Roman relationship. Brushes were then utilized. Power dangers of power and pressure to cause casualties to take part in broadened acts with male laborers that come alluded to as, in addition to other things, freak-offs, and in organizing these oddity-off comms with the help of individuals and partners of the comms undertaking shipped and caused the business's laborers to be moved across Tiet lines and universally. So the way that Ashton coordinated one of Diddy's well-known white gatherings in Beverly Slopes back in July 2009 is presently raising a wide range of warnings about his conceivable association in Diddy's obscene dealings. Individuals are beginning to keep thinking about whether Ashton's job in the comms realm runs further than simply party arranging. However, more critically, Ashton doesn't precisely have a spotless picture himself. Truth be told, he seems like just the person for Daddy back in 2017. Powder-colored and his significant other Mila Kunis thought of themselves as in heated water after they composed character letters on the side of their That 70s Show co-star Danny Masteron, who was blamed for saying two ladies in 2003. However, Masterson at last got a 30-year jail sentence for his violations. Fans rushed to SI. Debris and Amila for remaining by somebody with such serious charges. Their help didn't go inconspicuous, and it certainly left a terrible taste in many individuals' mouths. Masterson has been nothing yet, a positive effect on him all through his life over our long-term relationship. I absolutely never review him deceiving me. He's shown me being direct and going up against issues throughout everyday life. Also, connections had on settling them. What's more, pushing ahead. Danny is an individual that is reliably there for you when you need him. While I'm mindful that the judgment has been given a role as liable on 2 records of Gray forcibly, and the casualties want equity, I trust that my demonstration of his character is thought about in condemning Ashton additionally. I can truly say that regardless of where we are or then again who we are with, I never saw my companion be something besides the person I have portrayed in the meantime. Mill depicted Masterson as an astonishing companion, comrade, or more, each of the extraordinary, more established sibling figures to me. She additionally composed his caring nature and capacity to offer direction, which have been instrumental in my development both actually and expertly, sadly. However, for Ashton, those letters became public, and those letters became public. What's more, fans were shocked that they picked to help somebody who was blamed for such appalling violations. The backfire was serious, most definitely, and the couple had no real option except to post an expression of remorse video on Instagram. In the video, they attempted to make sense of that their assertions weren't intended to minimize the person in question's injury. Yet by then, the harm had as of now been done. We know about the torment that has been brought about by the character letters that we composed for the sake of Danny M. We support casualties. We have done this generally through our work, and will keep on doing as such later on a couple months prior. Danny's family connected with us and they requested that we compose character letters to address the individual that we knew for quite a long time, so the appointed authority could bring that into full thought comparative with the condemning. The letters were not composed to scrutinize that authenticity of the legal framework or the substantial of the jury's decision. They were expected for the adjudicator to harvest and not to subvert the declaration of the people in question, or on the other hand, reaches them in any capacity. We would never maintain that should do that, and were heartbroken assuming that has taken place, yet tragically for Ashton and fans weren't prepared to let them off the snare. In the end, Ashton needed to step down as director of the board for Thorn his against dealing association he established Thor back in 2009 with his then spouse Demi Moore, who by the way confronted her own contention after, in the wake of being gotten locking lips with a flunky at any rate late. After their separation, Mila engaged with the association as well, However, she needed to step down as a spectator on the board. Yet here's where things get more obscure. There's more to Ashton's past than just supporting some unacceptable individuals. He's too been attached to the shocking demise of his sweetheart. On February 21, 2001, Ashton had a date with a 22-year-old Ashley Ellen anyway. As opposed to showing up at Ashley's place at the concurred time, Ashton appeared 2 hours late. He saw her red BMW convertible stopped with the lights on, so he figured she was home. He indeed even topped through the window and saw his thought process: red stains on the cover, much to his dismay. Those were bloodstains uniformed. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.